Hakuo listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton. Welcome to the podcast. This is day 6 of the Haru Basho, the March Sumo Tournament from Osaka in Japan. Our Nishiki fans look away as his rope run, his chase for Yokozuna appears all but done this tournament, and he returns to scratch almost. To be promoted to Yokozuna, you need to win 2 tournaments consecutively from the Ozeki rank, or a Yusho equivalent, such as making the final playoff and getting a runner-up Jun Yusho in one of them. Ao Nishiki won in Japan, so he entered this tournament as Suno Tori, or meaning he was an Ozeki eligible to be promoted to Yokozuna. He faced Oho last night, who is turning out to be a bit of an infuriating wrestler to support. One moment he is a Jonadan lower rank wrestler, and the next he is inspired by the ghost of his Yokozuna grandfather Taiho to great things like he did last night. It was a fight. Good touchy eye. Oho grabbed Ao Nishiki by both arms, Kimadashi style, off the touchy eye. I'm not sure that this was the actual plan, but gee, it worked. Ao Nishiki has a left belt in the right body as he struggles to turn Oho over, but Oho pressed the advantage, clamped those arms like Terunofuji. Ao Nishiki can't turn him, but he keeps trying. He tried to pivot his hips hard right and tried to pull Oho over his hip, but Oho kept those arms and resisted. He struggles against Ao Nishiki. Ao Nishiki tried everything to get away from the Kimadashi against Oho, but by using it as leverage, he was trying to pull Oho over, but Oho just kept staying up and kept that clamp down. He moved Ao Nishiki to the bales bit by bit, and as he resisted turning over Ao Nishiki and forced him backwards over the bales, it was a great fight. That one will go to the Fight of the Year files. Now, with 3 losses, 2 behind the leaders, it's clear that the best Ao Nishiki can do now is 12-3. Is that enough to win a Yusho? Can he make the playoff? Look, he can still make a playoff. He'd have to go win without any losses for the rest of the tournament. I think it is unlikely. He's still got to face Kodazakura, Takayasu, and Hoshoryu, who at some point will learn how to beat this man. Speaking of Hoshoryu, he demonstrated his flashes of Yokozuna dominance tonight against Hiradumi. Gee, I wish he was a bit more consistent with it. Super fast touchy eye from Hiradumi. As expected, he is so fast out of the touchy eye. Hoshoryu stays in it, gets inside with a good thrust and a second shove to fire Hiradumi over the bales. Oshidashi, bit of dominant sumo there from the Yokozuna, as we should expect. He's also infuriating to watch with his brilliance and his strength. If only he could stay in that mindset and keep his concentration. 5-1 Hoshoryu leading the pack. 4-2 Hiradumi. Kodazakura faced fellow Sanyaku wrestler Komusubi Atami Fuji. Battle of the big boys here. I'm not sure what has happened, but this was all too easy for Atami Fuji. He pretty much won this touchy eye very easily. Just charged forward, drives Kodazakura back a little bit too easily. Kodazakura was just slow at the touchy eye. He did try the Hataki Komi slap down on Atami Fuji as he retreats, but it goes nowhere. Oshidashi 3-3 for both the Ozeki Kodazakura and Komusubi Atami Fuji. Komusubi Takayasu faced Magashira 1 Wakataka Kage. They both put everything into this fight. It was a big, meaty slap. Touchy eye as Takayasu got an outside right belt. Wakataka Kage on the inside on the body. Waka used pumping move to move Takayasu, the bigger man, back to the bales. Takayasu grabbed Wakataka Kage around the head, Kubanage style, pulled him around his body to put Wakataka Kage on the bales, but Waka immediately pushed off the bales. He had himself a right outside belt grip and a left inside body grip as he tries to pull Takayasu around with his right belt. Didn't really have much effect there. Bit of a struggle against each other as they lock up momentarily. Wakataka Kage tries to pull Takayasu lower. Waka then pivoted on his left, pushed Takayasu with his hips towards the bales, then changed direction and pulled Takayasu around and over with his hip, open belt throw at the bales. Watadashinage. Wakataka Kage has hurt his right elbow. Now, this is the elbow that he hurt before this tournament. He was favouring it quite favouring it quite a bit as he took the winning envelopes and walked up the Hanamichi after the win. They really both put everything into this fight. That one goes to the Fight of the Year files. Wakataka Kage improves to 3-3. Takayasu falls back into the leaders pack. He is 5-1. Now, slight correction from yesterday. I did say that Takayasu was the sole leader. I got a bit excited. Takanosho was also with him on 5-0. He's getting new coaching from former Ozeki Takakeisho, or half of Takakeisho, what he used to be. That appears to be doing the trick in the stable. Kirishima stayed in the leaders pack with a win over Yoshino Fuji. Yoshino Fuji gets an early touchy eye as Kirishima misses it a little bit. It isn't stopped as Kirishima gets a right outside grip. Yoshino Fuji goes for the left inside belt. Kirishima angles, steps to the side and pulls Yoshino Fuji down with his grip and takes that win. Komusubi Wakamoto Haru, he just can't make it happen so far. He faced the pocket rocket Fujinokawa. Fast touchy eye by Fujinokawa as Wakamoto Haru, he tried the forearm blast but just gets driven back to the bales hard, and he just doesn't have time to get his patented defense going at the bales where he resets, gets a grip, and that's the lethal move. And he just hasn't had time to do that. Fujinokawa takes the win, 3-3 for him, 0-6, still winless. Wakamoto Haru, it needs to start happening soon. Threshing Machine obviously needs time to wind up his motor as Daisho finally made it work against Tsurunumi. It was a good touchy eye. Tsurunumi missed the belt grip. Daisho started his threshing nice and hard. Tsurunumi goes back to the bales but pivots around, tries to charge at Daisho with him back to the bales. Tsurunumi charges in trying to get under the thrusting. On the second charge, Daisho gets hold of the back of Tsurunumi's head and pulls him down. A Takikomi slap down, 2-4 Tsurunumi, 3-3 Daisho. Our joint leader Takanosho, as I said, faced Koto Shoho. It was a good touchy eye. Takanosho does a Nodowa, but his back foot just slipped a little bit, and Koto Shoho took advantage to slap him down as he was a bit unbalanced. Through on the upper body as Takanosho goes past and into the alley. Suki Itoshi thrust down for Koto Shoho. 5-1 for both of them, Takanosho and Koto Shoho, also in the leaders pack. Easy win for Ichi Yamamoto against Ura as he's just met at the touchy eye and slapped Ura down, 3-3 apiece there. A Hansoku disqualification win for Onakatsu over Oshoma. Oshoma got his hands in the back of the hair of Onakatsu, pulled him through at the bales. Mono-e, the Shimpan judges got up and they gave Onakatsu that win. Hansoku is the disqualification there. 2-4 for Oshoma, 1-3 and 2 absences for Onakatsu, gets his first win. Shodai stays in the leaders pack with a win over Roga. He's had a good week so far. Shodai waited for Roga at the touchy eye. Roga really charged in. Shodai got a left outside belt and he just drives Roga back to the bales, pivots his hips and pulls Roga over. More a Dashinage throw, but they gave it a straight Uwatanage outside belt throw. 5-1, Shodai doing the business. Goniyama also in the lead pack with a win over the grand old man Tamawashi. It was a good touchy eye as Tamawashi drives Goniyama back with a double neck thrust. Goniyama gets under the arm of Tamawashi's shoulder and almost tries to Kotanage him, but it really had the effect of pulling Tamawashi around his body and with his back to the bales for an easy Oshidashi win for Goniyama, 5-1. Poor old Tamawashi, 1-5. Asaniyama, he beat Shishi, Oshidashi. It was a good touchy eye. Asaniyama got a double inside, used his right up under Shishi's armpit to pull him up and over and drive him to the bales. Good control, good win, 4-2 Asaniyama. He's still in it. He can still chase that pack. Shishi, 3-3. Also on 4 wins, Asakoryu with a win over Koto Eiho. This match went to a rematch Toraneoshi as Koto Eiho, as he was going backwards, he likely went dead body as he jumped backwards over the bales as Asakoryu went down. Look, my thought when it was live was that Asakoryu touched down first. I did give it a real rewatch in almost frame by frame. It does look like Koto Eiho went airborne just off the bales at the time that Asakoryu was going down, so they gave that a rematch. Asakoryu, however, he got driven out easily the second time, so maybe a bit of justice there for Koto Eiho taking that win. Fuji CN on 4-2, Kimbozan 4-2, Nishiki Fuji 4-2, Asaha Koryu 4-2. So we're starting to clean out the pack and see who's going to lead there. There's a good night of fights tonight. Day 7 has Hoshoryu versus the enigmatic Oho. Oho's interview after the match with our Nishiki was probably the most deadpan interview I have ever seen. We are taking it day by day. I'm not looking at anyone else's sumo. I just want to do my own thing. Not a lot of entertainment there. So day 7 has also Ao Nishiki facing Atami Fuji. Kodazakura has Fujinokawa. Kirishima faces Hirodumi. Takayasu has Daisho. Wakamoto Haru is facing Yoshino Fuji, who needs a win. Wakatakakage, if he turns up with his sore elbow, has Tsuranumi. Ichi Yamamoto will face Takanosho. And Hakano Fuji is listed to come back for fighting tonight after his hurt toe. He'll be against Onakatsu. Gonayama has the Wiggly Ura. Shishi is facing Shodai, and Asanayama will face Roga. Should be a good night of fights. Now catch JJ, and I think Ron is on commentary tonight on the Sunday Morning Sumo Show, starting at 5 p.m. Brisbane time, 4 p.m. Tokyo time, I should say. And Nakabi Sunday, I will be joining JJ for 2 hours of live commentary on the Sunday Morning Sumo Show tomorrow evening. Join me again, folks. Hakioi, let's learn sumo.